boy. Here we go. Ooh. "20 seconds, copy." Remember the lower third, remember the lower third. Yeah, we are now eastbound on the 101 freeway on a pursuit here. This was a 211 suspect. That means armed robbery, and I believe I heard grand theft auto as well. You see this 2014 four-door Toyota Tacoma truck. This picked up in the Sherman Oaks area, and we were going westbound on the 118. This guy's been flying along. It looks like triple-digit speeds, driving incredibly erratically. We had heard there may have even been a minor traffic collision earlier before he picked up this pace, before he picked up the chase, rather. We are now getting into the San Fernando Valley here, eastbound on the 101, getting right by Parkway Calabasas. He was stuck in some traffic earlier, some coming home traffic there from the weekend, some people getting an early start back from the weekend. Looks like he is exiting the freeway now. This is going to be Valley Circle, getting off in the Calabasas West Hills area. Whoa, whoa, just flying through the medians there, turning into an off-road truck. It looks like he's going to be, let's see what he does here. Actually, he's now on Agoura Road, so he's going to be approaching a Parkway Calabasas, I believe, at this point. But you can see a very dangerous chase here, guys. This guy is driving super wild, and let's see what he does now. Oh, absolutely. You know, we saw that chase on the other end of the weekend there on Friday, and that guy was just, you know, driving pretty relatively safe. This guy, complete opposite now. The only thing we have working is that traffic is pretty light, as a lot of people are enjoying Easter with their families. But this is a pretty busy street here, and this guy could just like completely. Complete disregard for everybody here. Using his signal there, kind of interesting. This is eastbound on Agoura Road, and he is getting through the downtown Calabasas area. He's paralleling the 101 freeway, and as you can see, just driving totally nuts here. Eastbound on Agoura will be coming up. Yeah.
Really scary to see.
Ahead,
it looks like he is flying through stoplights. It looks like, though, he is stopping for the reds when they do come about, just for a moment, but he's going freeway speeds on city streets.
Yeah, he has been. Yeah, we did see him stopping at the red lights, and he's using his signal, which is kind of peculiar compared to the rest of his driving habits here. But no, it has no problem there, passing people and doing some off-road maneuvers there with this truck. This is a very capable vehicle and a very heavy vehicle as well. When you're traveling at these kind of speeds, we're talking about some pretty dangerous physics here. If he gets involved, we could be seeing, you know, a very, very serious wreck here. So we are coming up on Fallbrook and into the Woodland Hills area, and we'll try to get you a surface street in a minute, but he's going to be paralleling Ventura Boulevard, and he will be coming up to the Topanga Canyon area pretty quickly. Well, he just ran that stop sign. So just, yeah, incredibly dangerous. This was, again, a armed robbery suspect. Stopping, getting behind some trees. Let's, Marcus, if we can, okay. All right, getting back behind
and
Desmond,
the
trees.
Are you seeing any, he's going the wrong way.
He's going the wrong way. Are you seeing any authorities, any police or CHP following this guy?
They were back behind him. They actually kind of got caught in traffic. They were saying that they were going to follow, that this was just a following. They upgraded to a pursuit, and that's when we really began to see speeds take off. And sometimes when we see the speeds take off, you know, they'll back off a little bit for the safety of others. Now he is stuck behind some folks here. Let's see what he does. Kind of hard to see behind these trees. Marcus, can we get to the other side of these trees?
We do see a police cruiser right there.
Yeah, we got the cruiser here. We're in some really heavy trees, guys. I apologize. Okay, we're picking it back up. Very wooded area here. Lovely neighborhoods here in Woodland Hills. I believe this is going to be Shoop. Shoop now going underneath the 101 freeway. Indeed, this is Shoop. So now here he comes to Ventura Boulevard. We'll see his next move just blows through that intersection. We're now northbound on Shoop in the Woodland Hills, West Hills area. And again, this was an armed robbery suspect. And so they definitely suspect that this guy is armed and dangerous. This is also alleged to be grand theft auto. And this guy, just hauling along now. We are really flying northbound on Shoop here. This is pretty incredible, guys.
And for those of you just joining us right now at the 6:30 hour, we have been following a police pursuit right now in the Woodland Hills area. You can see that this car is going almost freeway speeds on city streets, apparently wanted for armed robbery and grand theft auto. Luckily, it is Easter Sunday, meaning that the traffic is fairly light out there, but really scary scenes. This vehicle driving sometimes, as you can see, on the wrong side of the road and going through red lights.
And also over medians as well. He's just plowing through stoplights and not stopping at all. Very high rate of speed right now here on surface streets. Desmond, what can you tell us?
Yeah, well, this is armed and dangerous is what we're hearing from this guy. Picked up out of Sherman Oaks, and he's looped around the valley. He was on the 405, the 118, and then came back around the 101. And the CHP came really close to be able to stop him there as he was almost in the San Fernando Valley, caught in some heavy traffic. Or actually, it was LAPD, excuse me. CHP is not in pursuit. LAPD has been in charge of this one the whole time, and they were almost able to get upon him before he pulled some of those crazy maneuvers and started doing off-road maneuvers, practically going over the medians. Just maybe it's hard to say if he did any damage to this truck. Probably not. You know, these things are really built tough to withstand those kind of incidents. He's still northbound on Shoop, and he's going to be getting into the Canoga Park area here shortly. And at this pace, he's going to be in Chatsworth in no time.
And we're talking about grand theft auto and armed robbery. Was this a carjacking, do you know?
It sounds like it was armed robbery that was took place just prior to the grand theft auto. It sounds like that's what I heard. I've been trying to hear a confirmation from LAPD, but I haven't heard them give any new details on that on all of the specifics.
And Desmond, what are the options for law enforcement right now? Obviously, this guy is going very fast on surface streets. It's difficult to do any sort of pit maneuver because of the fact that you have to have the exact type of specifications for that to take place. So basically, what are the options for police following this guy?
Well, at this point, you know, they do have the airship overhead, so they're going to have eyes on him no matter where he tries to go. So I would surmise at this point they're probably going to try to keep it safe for everyone around and just track him, keep an eye on him, keep units in place where they can intercept him. Hopefully he makes a mistake down a one-way street or something like that where he's forced to give up. That's how a lot of times we see these chases. And now as I zoom in here on this truck, you can see it does look like there is indeed damage there from a traffic collision. Before we picked this up, we had heard that there was a traffic collision earlier with this one, and you can see there it looks like he may have flown through an intersection and somebody ran into him, but he just keeps going and now turning down into some residential streets. So now, you know what, well, let's see what he's going to do here, but we're into residential streets here in the West Hills area, and not slowing down too much, going almost as fast, well, maybe 40 or 50 miles an hour. Now he's starting to slow down. It's kind of circling around here. Maybe this is where he's from. You know, a lot of times we see these suspects go to neighborhoods that they're really familiar with, so that may be the case, but, well, you saw him just flying over there, that little bump in the road, getting a little bit of air. And these trucks are very, very, very capable, much more capable than some of the other chases, including that one that we saw on Friday, guys. Being
in this residential neighborhood, it just scares me. You know, Easter Sunday, Easter egg hunts outside with kids going in people's front yards to get Easter eggs. Just one step into a street and a car flies by like this. You never know. It just scares me so much.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Everyone's out here and celebrating spring and the Easter Bunny and egg hunts and all that kind of good stuff like you're talking about. Now here comes this guy just flying along with a 10,000-pound vehicle traveling at triple-digit speeds at times. Could certainly lead to a tragic situation. So absolutely a huge danger to public safety right now in the West Hills, Woodland Hills area.
And Desmond, I'm actually getting text messages right now from some of my sources in Van Nuys, the LAPD telling me that a woman was carjacked in this truck. This crime started in Van Nuys, and that's when the LAPD started following this guy. So there was a woman who was driving this truck, and then this armed robber came up and stole her vehicle.
Yeah, so it was all one incident there, 211 armed robbery, and then it turned into a grand theft auto, and so that's what we're dealing with here, felony charges, and just incredible rates of speed, super dangerous situation here in a very, very capable vehicle.
Yeah, just staying in this residential neighborhood, it does make you question if this person knows where they're going to maybe where he lives.
Indeed, a lot of times that's what we see. We see them kind of circling the neighborhood. We've seen them try to get somewhere where they think that they know the area better than the police, where maybe they can really quickly dodge, or rather they can ditch the vehicle and then run away and get away. And that may be what this guy is trying to pull now.
And Desmond, we keep seeing this driver going around this residential area at a very fast speed, blowing through these stop signs. We saw him go over several medians. He also has some damage on that truck from an earlier car wreck. It just seems like this driver doesn't have any intention of stopping or is thinking about safety at all.
Oh, no, definitely not thinking of safety. He's just thinking about how much he doesn't want to go to jail for this one. And, another thing we've always got to keep an eye on, how much gas does this guy have? These trucks are not known for their fuel efficiency. And so, especially when he was, eclipsing those triple-digit speeds. So, hopefully this guy doesn't have a lot of gas left in the tank, and he's just going to conk out, and then police will be able to move him. But there is LAPD airship overhead on this one, so they have eyes. They're not going to let him get away. But you have seen, as I zoom out here, I haven't seen any LAPD directly behind him. So they're just kind of content to, back off. And hopefully, if you back off, this guy will back off his speeds a little bit and stop, jeopardizing so much people on a fantastic day. Well, here we go, right here at the end of a cul-de-sac. And so he has stopped. He's now going into reverse. We were talking about him going down a one-way street. Don't know his intentions. Maybe he didn't know this neighborhood quite as well as he thought.
Can you
maybe
zoom out,
he's ready
Desmond?
to give up. Let's see what he does. I'm sorry?
I was going to see if LAPD is right on his tail. Oh, he's going in someone's front yard.
I do not see anyone down this cul-de-sac yet. Wow.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Is there a fence there? No, he's going just right over.
It's hard to tell. We're kind of obscured there by the trees, but there's a cruiser right there.
Oof.
So they were going to try to move in there. And you see we are we're at Roscoe Boulevard. We just crossed Roscoe Boulevard. We're pretty close to the Chatsworth Reservoir now at this point. Kind of west of Fallbrook here. He's going to be coming up on another turn. Let's see what he does. We do have LAPD airships overhead. They do have eyes on this guy, and they're trying to strategically place the units so that they can get around him if he does make a wrong turn down a dead-end street. But as you just saw, he came to the end of that cul-de-sac, and that didn't stop him.
No.
He was able to get around the front lawn there using this very capable vehicle, and then he was northbound off a residential street there, crossed Roscoe, pretty close to the Chatsworth Reservoir. I'll try to get behind these trees here.
Is this still in Canoga Park then?
This is the West Hills area now, West Hills. And getting up to the Lake Manor area. We're on the southern end of the Chatsworth Reservoir at this point. Now headed eastbound.
And Desmond, as you pull out, we really don't see a lot of police presence. We saw that one cruiser, but for the most part, there hasn't been a lot following this guy, it seems.
Yeah, they may be having trouble. Well, here he goes. Now we've got one directly behind him. But you were right. Back, they may have had a good opportunity there with that It looked like, they were actually going to try to pin him into that cul-de-sac. You saw that unit that came in just a couple of seconds too late before they could pin him in, before he was able to jump the curb there and then head northbound. So he's still worming his way around in this residential street. But kind of peculiar that he just came to this neighborhood of all neighborhoods. Like we say, generally when they come to residential neighborhoods, it's because they know this neighborhood. Maybe this is where this person lives or something like that.
And maybe we weren't seeing LAPD so close at one point because they were trying to pull back. This guy was going so fast through residential neighborhoods and keeping the safety in mind for residents there.
Yeah, that was definitely what I was thinking as well. They were following this guy earlier. They just to see what he was going to do, to see if they could maybe try to trap him or prevent this from turning into a pursuit. But then they called it a pursuit. They were actually trying to get CHP involved, but they just decided, the LAPD decided that they were going to continue to follow this, even though it briefly went into Ventura County. This is the chase that started in Sherman Oaks, grand theft auto, armed robbery that turned into a grand theft auto. And he's covered a lot of ground in a very short amount of time with those triple-digit speeds. Let's see now. Officer coming in. Going to try to pit him. Going to try to pit this guy. Didn't quite work. It's going to be very difficult to pit a truck. There we go. Much better that time. Let's see if we can get another unit in and pin this guy in. And I think we are going to be at a conclusion. They're out. Guns drawn.
Still moving.
Oh, he is still moving.
This guy is still not giving up. He's in reverse now.
Oh, no.
Oh, boy. Okay, now they're going to try to box him in.
Very scary situation for officers out there.
There we go. Oh, is
that a woman?
This is a female. I believe it is. Whoa! Oh my
no.
God! She's
trying to jump
the
into their
LAPD
car.
cruiser. Oh my God! Wow, they got her. She's on the ground.
Oh, wow.
What a maneuver! We just saw that a couple of weeks ago with that cruiser. I remember I was covering that chase in West Covina. We almost saw it again. LAPD was not about to let that happen. They've got her on the ground. They've overwhelmed her with officers. This thing is over. Wow, that was an incredibly brazen maneuver, though.
And quick work by officers to get her in custody that quick.
Very, very quick. Absolutely. They're trained. They've seen it all. And they were not about to let her pull a fast one on him there.
And considering how dangerous she was driving through these residential streets, it's almost miraculous in a way that no one was hurt and that there weren't any major crashes.
Wow. Well, just to recap,
we saw there. Go ahead, Andrea.
I was just going to recap for our viewers. We've been watching a pursuit that just concluded moments ago. Peter, you confirmed with your sources that this was a carjacking suspect, that this chase started in Van Nuys and ended just moments ago. We saw a woman suspect driver get out of the vehicle, and then as she was getting out, looking like she was going to comply, she tried to get in the police cruiser, but police got her, and now she's in custody. Amazing.
Pretty wild ending there, and like I said, we just had that chase a couple of weeks ago where that person actually did steal a cruiser and led authorities on a real wild chase, and it almost seemed like that woman was perhaps getting ready to recreate that, but nothing doing here thanks to the LAPD quick thinking.
And on the right side of our screen right now, we're going to re-show for our viewers that pit maneuver, that moment that ended this chase. But still, that driver did not want to get up. Even after the car came to a stop, she tried to almost move it away, and then she was pinned in from behind. And then you're going to see shortly when she tried to jump out and then jump into the police vehicle as well. So she was determined to get away.
That's, definitely determined. Incredibly brazen maneuver there. I've never seen anything like that, to try to, when you're surrounded by LAPD officers, to think that you can pull a fast one there and get away. And no way. Not happening. Happy Easter.
So many chases where each one seems to top the other as far as the brazenness and the craziness, and this one again tops them all.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, the suspect a few weeks ago was able to actually steal that West Covina cruiser, although in the end, as we saw, it ended up costing him his life, and I would surmise that probably would have been the ending here if she would have actually got in the cruiser and sped away.
All right, well, we're seeing a lot of LAPD officers out there right now. That suspect, a woman, is in handcuffs in the police vehicle. She will be taken into custody very shortly. But, again, for all the folks who have been watching this chase, it was just very nerve-wracking to see just how dangerous she was driving. She went over medians. She plowed through the intersections and stop signs, drove over someone's lawn at one point, and it just was very almost scary, to put it bluntly, just how determined she was to get away and didn't want to stop.
No, not to make light of the situation, but it was like something straight out of a Hollywood action movie. Only a very dangerous reality. And like we said, this truck was involved in a wreck earlier before we picked up the chase. So we don't know the status of anyone involved in that wreck, but not too much damage was done to this. This is a two-ton pickup truck here, and whatever kind of wreck it got in, it was obviously unaffected mechanically and was able to get away. But just miraculous, really, after seeing that incredibly wild driving, that we didn't see any other serious wrecks, and that it didn't end that way, T-boning into someone through an intersection there and killing any innocent civilians.
All right, Desmond, thank you so much. And, of course, we'll have much more tonight on KCAL 9 News at 8, 9, and 10, and, of course, CBS 2 News at 11.
You can see medics have pulled up now and are going to be transporting, it appears, transporting that. You're welcome. Thank you. Good job, you guys. They're going to be pulling that female suspect out of the back of that unit and putting her on that gurney to check her out. Moving slowly there in a limp. And we're not sure if they're going to take her to the hospital or just examine her here, but likely they will probably take her to a local hospital to check out any injuries that she may have sustained. We're keeping an eye on her, as are the officers here, because she could very well be faking it and try to get away again. But they have her cuffed now to that gurney, and plenty of officers around here. And they'll be taking her, it looks like, to in a rescue ambulance to a hospital to be checked out. But we understand, we're hearing that she took that truck by force, and that's when the pursuit took off. So carjacking that pickup truck you see at the top of your screen, and early on, that's what started this whole caper here. And then police got behind the unit, or behind the truck on the freeway on the 118, traveling all the way out to the Moore Park area, and then back through Calabasas on the 101. That's where she dramatically exited the freeway. Okay. Thank you.